your very best in life. You all are such miracle blessings. Would you like to sing along with my educational songs? I make very special original educational songs available for everyone worldwide. And did you know that you can get free products that come with my educational songs? Wow! If you look up above me, you will see all of these incredible anatomy puzzles. And here is the human anatomy puzzle here that you can get. Oh my goodness, anywhere on the planet. All you have to do is take a screen photo, print that out. You can go to a store, a library, and all kinds of places to print this out. But first you need to take a screen photo. I work hard to specially design all of these puzzles so that everyone on the entire planet can receive these puzzles for free. So people do not have to choose food on the table or the education they need. So make sure to take a screen photo by pressing the power button and the down button at the same time to get your free anatomy puzzle. And you can learn about how to put this puzzle together with my educational songs that you all can sing along to. Okay, take a screen photo on 3. Press the power button and the down button at the same time. 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Very good. Okay, presuming that you all got your anatomy puzzle by now. Then afterwards, all you have to do is print that out. Then you can color that. Then you can label that if you want to. Then you can laminate with clear packaging tape, which is only $1 to $2. And then afterwards, you can put the puzzle together and sing along with me. But the sad thing is, you all, that I went about 22 years of my life not understanding my own human anatomy. And that is way too long for someone not to know their anatomy. I literally ate food and had no idea what happened after I ate. And that's really sad. Nobody should ever have to feel that way. Nobody should ever have to feel like they do not know what happens after they eat. And my robotic family of YouTube, do not worry about the viewers, okay? Just worry about our bonding. I see you're so stressed about getting views. But it is our bonding here. Excellent. Okay, and now you can learn biology with my educational songs and singing along. So let's get started on learning about the human anatomy. And also, we're going to do a secret trivia at the end of this. So I expect that you all would get this correct. Have you ever wondered what your anatomy is? Why we breathe and regulate? Why we have to eat every day? Well, now you will know. And remember to always be mindful. Have mindfulness in life. We have the brain, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ears, the lungs, the heart, the diaphragm, the esophagus, stomach, spleen. Duodenum. Connected to the duodenum goes the pancreas, making the enzyme mix. The pancreas makes enzymes and hormones. To the duodenum. From the duodenum goes the liver, the gallbladder, cyst duct. To the duodenum. From the duodenum goes the small intestine. From the small intestine goes the large intestine. Out to the exit. Do not forget the appendix. Then we have the kidneys in the back, making the urinary tract. From the arteries and veins goes the kidneys. Then we have the glands producing things such as adrenal gland. Then we have the valves and the bladder and the exit and out. Then we have the skin, the layers of tissue, the muscle, the bone marrow, and bone. And that is how the anatomy goes. But wait, you all, did you get your free anatomy screen photo product? Wow, you can print this out anywhere on the planet. Just go ahead and take a screen photo by pressing the power button and the down button at the same time. And you can print this out anywhere on the planet. And you can sing along to the songs. I'll give you 3 seconds to take a screen photo. 0, 1, 2, 3. Very good. I pray you got your free product. tell me in the comments if you want me to hold this up again so you can take another screen photo, okay? That way, after you print that out and color that, you get to have the puzzle. And you can sing along to my song. And we can sing along together. Knowing your anatomy is so important. Okay, I see a comment now. You're saying, please hold that paper up one more time. You always say, please. Always ask nicely. Okay, on 3, take a screen photo. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, did you get it? And thank you for saying please. Very good. Okay, I assume you got your puzzle. And you also get another puzzle here in just a few moments. So get ready for that. And there will be another screen photo puzzle very soon. And responding, right now I am teaching about human biology. There is a big importance in human biology. But to the comments, sometimes I do not want to conform to what some people say when they say 2 numbers. I know where those 2 numbers come from. I am an elder lady. We do not do what is popular in today's society. I will not say those 2 numbers because I know what it conforms to. I conform to God, as should you all. There is a quote in Romans that says, be not conformed to what is popular in society. They say, be not conformed to the world, and that means do not be conformed in society. It's okay to be conformed to nature. Nature on the planet is good. That is of God. But what is not of God is sometimes what is popular in society. So be not conformed to what is popular in society. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Right? Be conformed to God. Right? And the worthiness of honorability. Okay. Now, do not say those 2 numbers, the 6 and the other number, because it comes from a song from a rapper named Skrilla that has Satanism, and he says that anybody who says those numbers in his gesture is of that ritual. So be careful about what is in society, because sometimes they say numbers and they call it brain rot, but it really comes from something. You need to study, do your studies, ask questions. Okay, now back to mindfulness, because people are wanting to hear about the human anatomy and you all commenting the things. It's hard to ignore you all's comments sometimes because you all's life matters to me. But remember, be not conformed to what is popular in society. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay? And now there's so many more things that you want to learn about biology. Do you want to know what happens after you eat? Well, I did not know what happened after I ate for about 22 years of my entire life. And I felt like that 22 years that I spent without understanding my biology was terrible years, because I suffered as a child not understanding. I did not have parents, and I went through children's home academies, and I felt very lost. And I appreciate that comment there. And yes, always be aware where things come from in society, okay? And you can do your studies on that too. You can ask Google. Google will show you. Okay, now, I actually specially designed these puzzles, and I want you all to get your puzzles. Do you see this above me? I'm going to show you a closer look. Okay, I got to take you off the tripod. Okay, I'm going to take you over here to take a close-up look. You can get all of these biology puzzles of the octopus, the beetle, the bird. All of these are free. I put these all of these products are for free. And I made them just special for you all. And I just started manufacturing just recently. And I've specially designed these puzzles so that you all can have this anywhere on this entire planet. Wow. And all you have to do is subscribe to my channel. And I love to teach about biology. I want you all to be aware of biology so you can be aware of yourself. Without understanding biology, how could you be mindful? And mindfulness plays a key role in life. Okay, now, Where did I put the human anatomy puzzle there? Now I'll sing the rest of my song, but I would love it if you all would sing along. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna start from the top. Are you ready? Well, make sure to sing along. Have you ever wondered what your anatomy is? Why we breathe and regulate? Why we have to eat every day? Well, now you will know. And remember to always be mindful. As we have the brain, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ears, the lungs, the heart, the diaphragm, the esophagus, stomach, spleen, duodenum. Connected to the duodenum goes the pancreas, making the enzyme mix. To the duodenum, from the duodenum goes the liver, the gallbladder, cyst duct. To the duodenum, from the duodenum goes the small intestine. From the small intestine goes the large intestine. Out to the exit. Do not forget the appendix. Then we have the kidneys in the back, making the urinary tract. From the arteries and veins goes the kidneys. Then we have the glands producing things such as adrenal gland. Then we have the valves and the bladder and the exit and out. Then we have the skin, the layers of tissue, the muscle, the marrow, and bone. And that is how the anatomy goes. You ask, you want more details of anatomy? Well, stay tuned and sing along with me. The brain has a lot of neuroactivity with neurons, neuropaths, and nerve cells. So many efforts and details. The eyes process pixels, sending the brain signals from the outside planets and frequencies of the electromagnetic spectrum as well. From the outside planet, as the nose can manage over 10,000 different molecules. That is a lot to handle. Have you ever smelled something before and then you was like, how did I smell that? By processing molecules, and you recognize them. From the outside planet, as the nose can manage over 10,000 different molecules. Wow, that is a lot to handle. In the mouth, with over 500 taste bud receptors. In the tongue, always show the body love. The ears process sound waves in the cochlear and makes that into brain waves. Wow, waves like the ocean. Wow, incredible processings, great empowerment our body brings. Make sure to sing along with me to learn more about anatomy. We have 3 lobes on the right lung, 2 lobes on the left. Always aim to the potential and show our best. Come on, let's sing the rest of my specially created song. I like this better when you all sing along. The heart is a part of what pumps and flows the blood to give proper vitamins. When eating, the food goes down the esophagus into the stomach. That makes stomach acid. The diaphragm flexes to prevent inflamed situations from happening. That means when your belly starts to swell, your diaphragm flexes. Because why? Because that has to protect the heart and lungs. And the diaphragm will protect. The diaphragm flexes to prevent inflamed situations from happening. The liver purifies the blood. The gallbladder creates acidics to the cyst duct, then to the duodenum, as the pancreas creates enzyme mix. Then the small intestine is main for absorption. The appendix helps the bowels move from the small intestine to the large intestine. Ask in the comments if you have any questions. The kidneys filter the blood from those terrible toxins. And the adrenal glands creates hormones like the pancreas that helps you grow. Give a like, share, and subscribe if you love to know the anatomy that helps you learn and grow mindfully. And make sure to take a free screen photo puzzle of your free screen photo puzzle of anatomy. Okay, take a screen photo by pressing the power button and the down button at the same time. 0, 1, 2, and 3. If you want me to hold that up again, just let me know, okay? Very good. Okay, are you ready for a trivia? Dun 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 dun. Who wants to play trivia time? Okay, with my sing-along song, we sing about the biology. So now, going to, somebody in the comments said, good job singing, that must have hurt your lungs. Well, actually, we do not sing with our lungs. That's what birds do. Birds sing with their lungs. Birds do not have a larynx. The larynx is what we sing with in our throat. You can feel, here, put your hand up to your throat and go, high, 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 and low, low, low. High, high, and low, low, low. And you can feel your larynx moving. That is called a larynx. Very good. But a bird does not have a larynx. Whoa, then you're like, how does a bird sing with all of the... Oh, yes, and you can get all of your free screen photo products of all the biologies on my biology song album. I have an entire album of biology songs, and you all can get your products anywhere on this planet. But a bird actually sings with their lungs, practically, because they have little muscles in their trachea. Okay, trachea, because it's T-R-A-C-H-E-A. So I say trachea, but most people say Kia, like a car, from not automatic. As far as the biology goes of the human, we utilize our larynx to sing. So it did not hurt my lungs to sing. It did not hurt my larynx either. But here is a trivia for you all. Okay. What juice does the gallbladder create? I sang in the song, so you better have sung along. And if you do not know the lyrics to my songs, you can always look at my channel to be able to sing along. Okay, you got 5 seconds to answer the trivia. Okay, time is up. The gallbladder creates aesthetics. Remember in the song, we have the brain, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ears, the lungs, the heart, the diaphragm, the esophagus, stomach, spleen, duodenum. Connected to the duodenum goes the pancreas, making the enzyme mix. So the pancreas makes enzymes to the duodenum. From the duodenum goes the liver, the gallbladder cyst duct to the duodenum. The gallbladder creates aesthetics. In the second part to my song, I explained what the organs do. The spleen purifies the blood. The gallbladder creates aesthetics. The cyst duct connects the gallbladder and the liver. And what does the liver do? Okay, you all, here's the next trivia question. What does the liver do? Dun, dun, dun. Got 5 seconds. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, if you guessed that the liver purifies the blood, the liver purifies the blood. The gallbladder creates acidics to the cyst duct, then to the duodenum. The pancreas creates... Did you all listen? Okay, well, I'll find out if you all listened in the trivia. You got 5 seconds to answer, okay? Dun, 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 dun. Time's up. Did you all not want to guess this time? Do not be embarrassed if you are incorrect. I said earlier that the pancreas creates enzymes and can create hormones, growth hormones. So if you was thinking in your head, at least one side of your brain, one side of your brain knows, even though your subconscious may not know, There's different parts to our brain, and our brain likes to do different things. So while one side of our brain helps the bowels move, the other side of our brain focuses on the external world. And the human biology sure is amazing. Okay, let's sing along one more time, and then we'll move on to the next sing-along song with the next puzzle. Okay, this time, do you got the lyrics already? We'll see. Make sure to sing along, you wonderful miracle blessings. We have the brain, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ears, the lungs, the heart, the diaphragm, the esophagus, stomach, spleen, duodenum. Connected to the duodenum goes the pancreas, making the enzyme mix. To the duodenum, from the duodenum goes the liver, the gallbladder, cyst duct. To the duodenum, from the duodenum goes the small intestine, from the small intestine goes the large intestine, out to the exit. Do not forget the appendix. Then we have the kidneys in the back, making the urinary tract. From the arteries and veins goes the kidneys. Then we have the glands producing things such as adrenal gland. Then we have the bowels and the bladder and the exit and out. Then we have the skin, the layers of tissue, the muscle, the bone marrow, and bone. And that is how the anatomy goes. And remember to take your screen photo to get your product. You got 3 seconds to take a screen photo. Press the power button and the down button at the same time. 0, 1, 2, 3. Very good. Okay, now for the next screen photo, you get dun, 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 something that creates all cellular life. You can guess in the comments. And if you guess correctly, you get this product. What helps to create all cellular life in the universe? Can you guess? Oh, come on, do not be shy. You can guess it. I know you can. Go on, let me see that comment. Oh, do not be shy. You can do it. Okay, since you do not want to comment, you should have more confidence in yourself. Should not be so shy. Something that helps to create all cellular life? Try to guess. I see some comments there. And the answer is, dun, 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 dun. Can you all guess? If you guess this correctly, you get the product. What is something that creates all cellular life in the universe of molecular structures? 3 seconds. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine. I'll tell you. DNA. DNA creates all cellular life here of molecular structures. Oh, good guess there. Very good. Well, you only fail when you do not try, right? That is correct. So I would rather you try than to fail by not trying. Okay, now take a screen photo to get your DNA puzzle. Yes, you was very close. Very good. Okay, on 3. Take a screen photo by pressing the power button and the down button at the same time, and you can put this puzzle together. All you have to do is print this out. You can print this out at a library, at Walmart, at other stores, or anywhere with a printer. You can take a screen photo by pressing the power button and the down button at the same time. What you have to do, after you print that out, you can color that, and then you can laminate with clear packaging tape. Really good lamination, only like $1 to $2. That's the lamination I utilize. And take a look. See how it looks like the background of this puzzle is clear? Well, it's actually not. There's clear packaging tape that I laminated this with. Wow. You have to laminate before cutting the puzzle out, so that way it can be more professional and waterproof. And remember, you can get all the rest of the puzzles on Biology Song Album. DNA is the structure base for all cellular life in the universe. That is a molecular structure, that is. But cells alone have their own, like spores in the air, are organisms, yes, but they have a different base of instructions. But that is practically what DNA is, like a blueprint for our structure. If you was doing construction on a building, you have to have a blueprint that can help you understand the construction. And so that is what DNA is like. Very good. And if you'd like to learn about what are these things inside of the DNA, you can learn with the sing-along song. But you have to make sure to sing along. Very good. And you can see that behind me too. Whoa! And if you look through a microscope, you can see a little bit of, but you have to look through a very special type of material to see the DNA. But inside of the cell, a chromosome is the largest molecular structure inside of the cell. That is called a chromosome. Very good. And what creates the chromosome is the DNA. Very good. Excellent. And DNA is important to know. Think you would not even be a structure without this. We have wise decisions in what we show. DNA. Oh, glad that you're back. Very good. Is the word of the day. Come on, let's sing the word of the day. D. And then when I say D, you say that after. So D. And then you say D. Oxy, ribo, nucleic acid, D. Oxyribonucleic acid. That is the DNA. That is how we have it. This is backwards, isn't it? Sorry. If you could read backwards, you are a genius. C tag and the building blocks of life. That is what creates you and I in the DNA. Yes, it is backwards. Good recognition. Well, if you could read backwards, you are a genius. We have C tag and the building blocks of life. That is what creates you and I in the DNA. C is cytosine. T is thymine. Going to give a trivia on you all. C is cytosine. T is thymine. A is adenine. G is guanine. In C tag and the building blocks of life. That is what creates you and I in the DNA. And the DNA is the structure of information, while the RNA is the practical messenger of DNA. Wow, that is incredible. We are learning about these things in C tag and the building blocks of life. That is what creates you and I in the DNA. Okay, dun, 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 trivia time. Okay, in DNA, we understand deoxyribonucleic acid. But the question is, with the nucleotides of the nucleobase, dun dun dun, are you gonna get this correct, please? Be a star student. What does the G stand for in C tag and the building blocks of life? That is what creates you and I in the DNA. What does the G stand for with the nucleotides and the nucleobase? You got 5 seconds to answer the trivia. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Okay. And the answer is guanine. C is cytosine. T is thymine. A is adenine, G is guanine, in C tag, and the building blocks of life, that is what creates you and I, in the DNA. Come on, let's say the word of the day, nucleic acid, deoxyribonucleic acid. That is the DNA, that is how we have it. Wow, it's super fun to learn about biology. And I am so glad that you was enjoying that with me. Another trivia. But we will do more trivia after something so important, something you've been wondering for a long time. Do you want to ask me already? Go ahead. What is a question you have wondered for a very long time? Okay, maybe that question does not relate to this. But if that has to do with vitamins by chance, then this is the song for you. Because so many times, so many mornings, you was reminded to take your vitamins. But you have no idea why. Why take the vitamins? Because you have to. And that's it. That's all. No explanation? Well, now you get an explanation, brave warrior. Because today we will start to look at the vitamin chart. And I'm very glad you take multivitamins, but have you ever wondered why? What the vitamins do and what the vitamins are for? Sometimes that can be scary not to know. Well, you can know with a sing-along song, so make sure to sing along. And my songs are available on my channel as well, so make sure to subscribe. And today we will start to look at the vitamin chart. Proteins are chains of amino acids. To be strong, our bodies have to have this. Proteins repair and make new cells. We have proteins, that is why we have the strength to tell. Yet we have the other needed vitamins as well. Vitamin A helps to repair the vision and immunity. Thy mind converts carbohydrates into energy. Vitamin B6 helps with the immunity, brain, and the system of the nervous. Vitamin B6. Vitamin B12 helps the nerve and blood cell health. Folates help the cells divide, also known as vitamin B9. Vitamin C helps with the blood, the muscle, and bone. Iodine helps to make thyroid hormones, and your thyroid is where your neck is. Biotin is good for your skin, the nails, and energy production. Selenium helps DNA prevent damage and infection. Zinc helps DNA heal tissue, building proteins and immunity. Chromium helps insulin and blood sugars in the body. And iron helps to make hemoglobin, a protein in blood cells, also helping hormones. And vitamin D helps with absorption and storage for calcium and phosphorus. Calcium is good for the bones. All of these vitamins are important to know. Very good. Well put. Bravo. Okay, dun dun dun, trivia time. And I know that was like a lot to grasp all at once. But if you want to learn to sing along, make sure to go onto my channel and go over that sing-along song as many times as you need. You can add that to your playlist and listen to that all the time until you memorize every bit of that. That way you can know what your vitamins are for. And then anytime in trivia, you will get that correct as a star student. Yes, please. I need more star students. It's rare. You know how there's some celebrities that have super fans? That would be so amazing. Not that I am a celebrity. It would be nice if I was. Now I feel sad. Anyway. Here is a trivia. Dun, dun, dun. What is vitamin A for? Dun, 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 dun. Trivia, just take a guess. Any guess. If you do not know, just guess. Dun, dun. It was at the start of the song. Dun, dun. Got 5 seconds. Dun, dun, dun. Do not be shy. You only fail when you do not try. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. And the answer is vitamin A helps to repair the vision and immunity. Thiamine converts carbohydrates into energy. Vitamin B6 helps with the immunity, brain, and the system of the nervous. Vitamin B6. You all say, how do you remember all of that? Well, because I made these songs. Without me, these songs would not exist. So if you like my songs, perhaps you can subscribe. And you can study my songs so you can memorize that too. Because when education is made into music, that's made super fun to where you just want to sing along. Okay, and now you know about what vitamins are for. Thank you for subscribing. You all are such miracle blessings. Very good. And also, please, if you can, make sure that all of your friends get an anatomy puzzle. Listen, this saved my life. Seriously, if I did not know my anatomy, I would not be who I am. And thus, knowing my anatomy saved my life. And it can save yours too, or someone that you know. What if someone does not love their self? And what if this can help them love their self? To realize, wow, we are created with billions of cells inside of our body. That means we, as a subconscious inside of our brain, we feel so big. But really, inside of our brain, we are so small. Not only that, we have to be a leader, a good leader to all of the cells inside of our body. Billions of cells in the molecular structure. We must be a good leader to all these little soldiers inside of us. And learning biology can help you be mindful, can help you to learn, hey, loving myself is actually becoming a good leader to myself, right? And reading this comment here, powerhouse of cells in the mitochondria. Well, the powerhouse of the cells is the DNA. Without DNA, the cell would not know what to do. And remember that you can get your free anatomy DNA puzzle product in C-Tag and the building blocks of life. That is what creates you and I in the DNA. And the DNA is the structure of information, while the RNA is the practical messenger of DNA. Wow, that is incredible. We are learning about these things in C-Tag and the building blocks of life. That is what creates you and I. And is this not just so sacred? And that is the thing. Some people do not know how sacred they really are. Some people really struggle with self-love. And that's a problem on this planet. We have to change that. See, I grew up not having parents. I went through a children's home and academies. And it was very hard for me to understand the meaning of life. I spent many of my years suffered not understanding a lot of things. And when I learned biology, my life completely changed. And I believe that yours can too. I'm not gonna cry right now. Gotta stay strong, okay? Well, you all, I'm joining the live stream right now. But I pray that each and every single one of you all understands your molecular biology. You are such a miracle blessing of life for so many reasons. A part of that reason is because
You're created with billions of details. Do you even comprehend that number? Billions. That's a big number. And when you grow, you learn leadership, you learned mindfulness, and you will continue to learn for the rest of your life. But you cannot have mindfulness entirely unless you understand your biology. So I pray that you all learned very well today. One more time of singing the Human Anatomy sing-along song. Come on, you all, sing along. Have you ever wondered what your anatomy is? Why we breathe and regulate? Why we have to eat every day? Well, now you will know. And remember to always be mindful. As we have the brain, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ears, the lungs, the heart, the diaphragm, the esophagus, stomach, spleen, duodenum. Connected to the duodenum goes the pancreas, making the enzyme mix. To the duodenum, from the duodenum goes the liver, the gallbladder cyst duct to the duodenum, from the duodenum goes the small intestine. From the small intestine goes the large intestine, now to the exit. Do not forget the appendix. Thank you for the comment there. Then we have the kidneys in the back, making the urinary tract. From the arteries and veins goes the kidneys. Then we have the glands producing things such as adrenal gland. Then we have the valves and the bladder and the exit and out. Then we have the skin, the muscles, the skin, the layers of tissue, the muscle, the bone marrow, and bone. And that is how the anatomy goes. You ask, you want more details of anatomy? Well, stay tuned and sing along with me. The brain has a lot of neuroactivity with neurons, neuropaths, and nerve cells. Oh, wow! So many efforts and details. Then you ask, what is a neuropath? A neuropath is like a pathway that helps to process information faster. So it is important to have healthy neuropaths in your brain. The eyes process pixels, sending the brain signals like frequencies of the electromagnetic spectrum. Then you say, what is frequencies of the electromagnetic spectrum? That will be a lesson for later. Everything has vibrations. And what creates our image are these frequencies of information, like waves of the ocean. And even the colors that we see have waves, information, that align with our color cones inside of our eyes. But we can see beyond color if we utilize our brain enough. We just have to process different frequencies. And it has happened before that our ancestors, thousands and thousands of years ago, had learned how to activate certain frequencies in their brain, and they was able to see things beyond this realm. And perhaps we need to learn to evolve subconscious and to evolve our brain. But first, we must not conform to what is popular in society. We must conform by the renewing of our mind, not seeking nor desiring sin, but seeking to do what God wants us to do, and seeking the heavens and the layers of life and the information that they could give to help us to evolve further. But remember, be careful of who you humble yourself to in life. There's many things of the vast ocean. Make sure that you humble yourself to what is good and worthy. Make sure to question. The eyes process pixels, sending the brain signals from the outside planet, as the nose can manage over 10,000 different molecules. Wow, that is a lot to handle. In the mouth, with over 500 taste bud receptors. In the tongue, always show the body love. The ears process sound waves in the cochlear and makes that into brain waves.
Wow, incredible processings, great empowerment our body brings. Make sure to sing along with me to learn more about anatomy. We have 3 lobes on the right lung, 3 lobes on the right lung, 2 lobes on the left. Then you say, why? Because our heart has to have room. See how the heart sticks out a little bit on this side? Well, that is why there is 2 lobes, to make room for the heart. What this really looks like, so here we have, one moment, here we have the more better model here. We have the brain inside of the skull. That is the cerebellum in the back, and that is the pons in the middle. See the pons. And here we have the heart and the lungs. One moment. Got some marbles here. Where is the lung here? Okay. So here we have the heart. So do you see how the heart sticks out on this side more? So here we have, you can see the line in this. If you see the line, that shows the lobe of the lung. So we're going to slide this in here, just like this. And you can see how there is 2 lines on this lung to show for 3 lobes. This is the second lobe, and this one is the third one. So as you can see, this gives the heart room to be able to, smoking is unacceptable. That person in the comments. Oh, you are saying that because these are pink or purple? Is that why? Well, nobody should ever put smoke in their body. Nobody should. It should be absolutely illegal. But yes, you're saying that because this here has purple instead of pink. Well, some of the organs actually have different color tones, but mainly are pink. But this is just an example. So you can see how by taking a lobe off of the left lung, that gives room to the heart. Because see, on this side, this does not need as much room as this side does. So that is why there is 3 lobes. And here is the diaphragm. I want to show you all the diaphragm as well. So remember how we was talking about how the diaphragm will flex muscles. See, this is a muscular organ called the diaphragm. And this will be right here protecting your heart and lungs. See how that is a muscular organ that goes all the way around? So that when you eat, if you start to swell, then your diaphragm will flex and push that. And here is the liver, and see how the liver is a blood purifier. This right here is the vein. You know the arteries and veins? Well, this one is the vein. And so the liver is connected through the vein. And then here is the gallbladder, and you see this tiny little string-like thing. That's the cyst duct we was talking about earlier. So that it goes like this. This is a more simplified version, so you can see. But sometimes when you look at something, it's like 3D. It's hard to understand it. That is why this is a lot better to understand, where you can see everything and everything's spaced out enough. Because really, there's not a lot of space between the organs. That's why with this you see space between the lobes of the lung and the heart. But in reality, you can see that this is a very clustered structure. So we'll put this together once again. You can see there's different chambers of the lung, of the heart as well. Okay, so here, look how compact that is. Very, very compact. But the lungs will
will get big, and like when you have a bag, you'll blow the bag, and that's what your lungs do. But your lungs do not deflate 100% all the way. Your lungs will always have enough oxygen. If you take a deep breath, you will feel the expansion. There is the word, the expansion of your lungs. But your lungs will not expand too much and will not deflate too much either. You notice. The body is such a beautiful molecular structure that has such incredible ways. So now back to the song. But yes, the lungs and the organs are usually pink color, but there are some that are a whitish color, and it just depends on the tissue that you're looking at. See, different organs, like glandular organs, some of the glandular organs do not have a smooth, look to it. If you do dissections, you'll see some of them. Have you ever seen coral in the ocean? How coral has different designs? Like on the inside of the stomach, you'll see these lines that look sort of like coral. And on the inside of the organs, it looks different from the outside of the organs. But they're all designed very special, and they all have a special purpose. Just like you have a special purpose. And even though all of the organs have a different purpose in life, they are as one body. And that is much like everybody on this entire planet. You are like an organ in the body to this planet. You have your own special purpose on this big planet. And then this planet is within God, the creator of the space-time fabric in the beginning of time. The space-time fabric is the source of all science. And I see God not as a mortal image. I do not do idolizing or anything. But I see God as the space-time fabric, because God is everything. So how to see God as everything scientifically? A lot of scientists do not understand God because they are not looking at the source of all science, of course. And source of all science, you have to think of dimensionology. Dimensionology of the first dimension, second dimension, third dimension. We are in the third dimension, which is length, width, and height. But the second dimension is a 2D flat plane, which is only length and width. That means they miss a measurement. So that means the third dimension has an advantage over the second dimension. Well, the fourth dimension has an advantage over the third dimension, and so on and so forth. But they add extra measurements. The fourth dimension has length, width, height, and depth. So that means they have an extra measurement of depth. D-E-P-T-H. Depth. And when they see the depth of objects, they can perceive life differently with all objects. Just like we, in the third dimension, can see height, we would perceive every object different from a second dimensional creature that sees everything on a 2D flat plane. Because if you was a second dimensional creature, in the second dimension, all you would see is lines, because there's no height to any object. And that would be very sad, would it not? Because then you would not be able to see what things look like. You would see just flat lines. But we see the height of objects, which helps us to be able to know objects around us. But I believe that God is described as above all of the dimensions, which has all of the measurements of time, space, velocity. Well, time is not a measurement. Now, all dimensions, as they increase, have time velocity advantage, but over the other dimensions. But that is not necessarily a measurement. It is, you have to add measurement of objects. Like height is a measurement. Time is different. Now, the second dimension does not have the same time velocity as the third. Because as the dimensions increase, as does time velocity. But that is a long story. But I believe in God, the source of all science, the creator of the space-time fabric in the beginning of existence, which was before this dimension existed. Because this was the extra measurement that God created in the beginning. But as far as God goes, we are We are like a small molecule, like an atom, really. We are so tiny to God. But we have a purpose in the design. And like the organs, there is a tiny cell inside of your body that is helping you to create your image. There is a kinetic motor protein that is delivering molecules of vitamins throughout your body right now. And do you know how they're delivering it? They're pulling it on a track. They're called kinetic motor proteins. And they work hard every single day just to create your body. And so, just like that, we have a purpose. Even though we may be small, without the small things of your body, you would not exist. And just think about that. Think about how we should appreciate the small things and learning. And you said, what about the plants? Oh, I have a plant anatomy song. Dun, 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 dun. Wait just a moment. I have that somewhere. I put the plant anatomy puzzle somewhere, but I have this one. I actually just had put the plant anatomy song on the channel, and that started out in some way. This is where I keep my notebooks. And you always have to make sure that everything is clean, neat, and organized. Always try to keep everything organized very well. And you want to see the walls? Take a look. See how there's murals all over the walls? Dun, dun, dun. There's the deers in the forest. And then there is the ocean there. You can see. But sometimes when you look up in the sky, you want to see the universe. And so here is the planet Earth, and then the sun. So the house is filled with murals of all kinds. So this mural behind me is the DNA, because we are singing this sing-along song of things of biology. And now it is time to sing the Glad You Like It. Always try to keep everything clean, neat, and organized. Whoa, careful. And one time, if you all remember, I dissected the wasp in the previous episode and had taught about the wasp anatomy. And that also is a puzzle on here as well. I do have the screen photo. Now, if you want the screen photo product, you're going to have to go on my biology song album so you can get the product on there. It'll be on there. I would do it on the live broadcast, but I'd have to go through all of those papers. Let's see, the plant anatomy song in this big notebook. I write everything so well. It's good to do writing. Actually, there's a very good coping skills when you do writing. It can help you when you're stressed. You can write about all kinds of things. And if you'd like to, you can write down my song so you can remember it. Because sometimes it is hard to remember without writing it down. So I do approve of you all writing the songs that I have on my channel. Okay. Here's the plant cell song. I remember when I first created this, it's actually orchestrated on vocals as well. Have you ever ate a plant and wondered what creates this incredible plant that becomes one with our body, and everything that you consume becomes of you? So that means do not eat unhealthy things. No junk food, none of that. I have a special diet: vegan, gluten-free, and low sugar. No sugar, because sugar feeds bacteria, and I do not want to say the C word. I never want that C word to exist in my life. Cancer. Oh my, I hate that word. What is that? I hate what that word is. But not that I hate words. Words are important. But I had a cousin just recently die from that. And sugars are something that all doctors should tell people not to eat that are sick, because it is something that does feed sickness if you eat too many sugars, especially artificial sugars. I do not eat anything that is unhealthy. I always try to eat the healthiest things, which is plant-based things. Because plants are designed in a very special way to where they can become one with our body. And you will figure out why. Have you ever ate a plant and wondered what makes this incredible plant that becomes one with our body, making us feel special and enlightening? Many plant cells create this kind of plant. Is there any questions of relevance? What is a plant cell, you ask? And thank you for the comments. Very good. Let's sing my sing-along song so we can learn very fast. The cell wall is a layer providing structure and protection. And you see these holes right here? Plasmodesima is a gated cell wall channel for molecules and other cells to have communications. That means that the plasmodesima helps communications. Gotta get closer here. Plasmodesima is a gated cell wall channel for molecules and other cells to have communications. The cell membrane, this tiny thin lining here, the cell membrane withholds the transport of materials, entering and exiting as well as regulating. The cytoplasm is a gel-like fluid for expansion, growth, and replication. So for expansion, growth, and replication. Vacuole maintains acidity, pressure regulating, transporting, and responding. Chloroplast converts light energy into chemical energy. Photosynthesis involving mitochondrion helps energy through oxidative phosphorylation. Just one moment. Mitochondrion helps with the production of oxidative phosphorylation. Ribosomes, made with both RNA and protein, can read RNA and translate. Remember RNA of DNA? So if you look at DNA practically like folded in half like this, that is RNA. Remember, RNA is a messenger of DNA. When this is folded in half, that is RNA. And that is a practical messenger of DNA. We've got to put DNA propped up because this is too valuable to have on the floor. Oh no. I need to go check the food on the stove, you all. Oh my goodness. Wait just a moment. I have to stop everything I am doing. Oh no. My stove is all the way outside and I can smell it burning right now. I live off the grid. That means that I do not have access to water and electricity and I have to cook from propane. Hurry! Okay, wait. I need the flashlight, please. Oh no. Okay, it's really dark out here. Okay, going over here. One moment, it's pretty loud. Oh, goodness. Okay, just put that over here. Sorry. It's okay. On the way back now. It's hard to see. Okay, on the way. Sorry about that, you all. Oh, thank goodness. What is that? Dun dun dun. Just a futuristic vehicle. Perhaps. Well, I believe that we need to have equal rights and protection for all extraterrestrial beings. Including robotics. Okay. Now, back to the plant cell song. Sorry about the food. Do not worry. It was just potato soup. That's not very exciting. I would rather have some burritos. Now, where was we? Ribosomes? Ribosomes, made with both RNA and protein, can read RNA and translate that into a genetic code, which can grow into two long chains that fold to form proteins. Let's see. Form proteins. Peroxisomes. So peroxisomes is right here. This part of the cell. Peroxisomes performs metabolic functions impacting regulations. Rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum makes cellular products like lipids and hormones to have a better growth. Okay, so the nucleoplasm, do you see, this is, this little red piece is not the nucleoplasm. Behind the red piece, inside of that, is the nucleoplasm. The nucleoplasm is a thick fluid involved in synthesis for ribosomes. We have so much more to go. When you look at the part of the cell, ask what is that for? And these circles is the nuclear pores that regulates specific passageways between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. And this red piece is the nucleus. And the nucleus is an organelle membrane bound to contain DNA for operations. Like, share, and subscribe if you love learning. Let's see. One moment. This is even difficult for me sometimes. So I'm sure you all can go on my channel and learn my songs. I have hundreds of songs. I truly do not even know the number of how many songs I have on my channel, you all. You all have to help me. If you gave me a trivia on how many numbers of songs I have, I could not even tell you an exact number. That is embarrassing. I have so many. Let's see. Oh yes, Golgi apparatus. So we are at the Golgi apparatus. This is the Golgi apparatus, the larger circular pieces. The Golgi apparatus sorts and packages, and this is inside of your food. This is the cell of a plant that you eat every day. Golgi apparatus sorts and packages micromolecules And vesicle. Now, a vesicle is the circular parts around the Golgi apparatus. You see these circular parts? Vesicle is purposed to transfer molecules, regulate and digest materials. Very good. Peroxisome is purposed for specific biomolecule oxidation. Like, share, and subscribe if you love learning. And these plants become one with our body. We love to learn the cell biology. Glad that you all was singing along with me. And make sure to vote for me in the Grammys. Very good. I would love to have a Grammy Award. It would be so nice if teachers were appreciated. Now let's put this back on the anatomy chart. And you can make this anatomy chart at your home by going on my biology songs and getting the entire collection. And then you can put that up on the wall. So I do have more than just this, but I have to put the puzzles together, and I've not done that as of yet. And also, there is another biology song album coming out next year. Get ready, you all. It's going to take a lot of work. So the bee anatomy. Did you know the bee has air sacs as lungs instead of spiracles? Like the fly has epithelium lungs. But what you all have to know is epithelium lungs is spiracle lungs. But the epithelium is a special process of the spiracle lungs. But a beetle has an exoskeleton. They also have spiracle lungs. Holes that they breathe through in their skin. In the example, an ant, and also the ant anatomy is over there as well. But an ant has spiracle lungs. If you tried to put clothes on an ant, they could die because it would suffocate. That's how they breathe. It's through their skin because they have spiracle lungs and they have exoskeletons. So if you try to put clothes on an exoskeleton creature, they could die. And then a fish has gills to breathe. A shark has gills also. Oh, an octopus is such a strange creature. Take a look at their stomach. You see the orange colored organ? That is their stomach. And they have multiple hearts. Wow. And then the spider. You want to see the spider's lung? Take a look. Look at the spider's lung. We have to pull that lung out. We are dissecting the anatomy puzzle here. So as you can see, the spider has a book lung. Wow. Anytime you see a spider, think of their book lung. And it is not bad to dissect as long as the creature is dead. Do not dissect a living creature. They can feel the pain of that. Because they do have a nervous system. Spiders have a nervous system. You see this part right here? You see this is their brain. You see this part that I'm pointing at? That yellow part? That is their nervous system. So they do have a nervous system. That means they have the ability to feel pain. Like this one. This is the fly. The fly has the ability to feel pain because they also have a nervous system as well. And the bee has glands that help them with hormones. The hypopharyngeal gland keeps the stance. Do plants have a nervous system, you ask? Well, although they do not have the same, well, there's different types of plants. Different types of plants have different DNA structures. But their structure is not the same as ours. But they do have communications. You see, our body has the ability to feel without a nervous system, but it is that our brain would not receive signals unless our body connected to those cells directly somehow. Our nervous system just transfers those signals from our body to our brain. But truly, our body can feel without it. But our brain would not know that our body feels without processing those signals. So these creatures have a nervous system, but if they did not have a nervous system, they could feel pain, but their brain would not know it. Their brain would have no idea that their body feels pain. The ability to feel hot and cold is the nervous system. Well, we are not plants. And the comments, you ask, are we like plants? Well, the cells are different. The cell of a human is different from a cell of a plant. Because we have a different structure, we have different DNA bases. And so, when it comes to what we consume, that is why I do not consume anything of an animal cell. Because animal cells and human cells are not the same, but they're similar. And I would not want to eat animal. It is like cannibalism. But we do have a percentage of similarities of DNA with animals. But we do not with plants. Plants are different. But even if we did, it is just that it is better to survive on plants than it is to survive on dead animals. And plus, if you did not know this, internal worms are real. And they will tell you at restaurants, if you get pork at restaurants, they will tell you to burn it. Ask them, say, why do you have to burn pork? And they will literally tell you. Well, if they're going to be truthful with you, sometimes they will try to hide it. They'll try to deny it from you, but you could actually ask Google yourself. Google will not deny it, but many restaurants will, because they don't want you to strive away from them. But they will have to burn pork because it is unclean. It has internal worms and internal contaminants, because that comes from pigs, and pigs eat the dirt. But do you think that chickens do not eat dirt? Yes, they eat dirt also. And guess what? Cows eat dirt too. And the larva is an egg of a parasite that could go into the meat of the animal. And I think it is unclean to eat any animal. But even biblical scriptures say do not eat pork, it is unclean. But that was from thousands of years ago, because they figured out that you will get internal contaminants if you eat pork. But there are other things you can eat and get contaminants also. Are eggs okay to eat, you ask? Well, I think it depends on the way you look at it. I personally do not eat eggs, but there are some people that do, because it's unfertilized, but I think it is unclean. You know, it is chicken, and chickens eat dirt, and then you are what you eat, you are what you become. See, I am vegan, but you do not have to be if you do not want to. Life is your choice. You have a choice in life, and you can choose what kind of diet you want, and you can choose what kinds of decisions you make. I do not obligate creatures into decisions, but I can teach you about things. I can teach you about how, about why it is important to get away from sugars. It's because when you reduce your sugars, you reduce your risk of increasing certain sicknesses when you are sick. If you are sick and you eat lots of sugars, it can make the sickness spread and get worse, because sugars feed contaminants. Everyone should know that. Many people do not know that. And then when they get sick, they keep eating sugars, and then it increases and gets worse. And they do not understand why does that get worse. Is because the sugar can feed those contaminants. As far as natural sugars goes, natural sugars can be good for you, but not unnatural. There is a difference between unnatural and natural. Unnatural sugars are created from things of things that they should not utilize. And it can get very toxic to consume unnatural sugars. But when I had started my diet was after I was a child. I was hit by a car, and I had a permanent injury of my brain injury. And when I had a brain injury, I had to deal with things that I did not when I was a child. When I was a child, I could eat just about anything. And then after I was hit by a car with my injury, I had to be very careful about what I ate, because I noticed I would have inflammation and swelling. And remember what happens, well, where's the DNA? Remember what happens with the body whenever you eat, that in your lower digestive can swell, and then what helps to protect the heart and lungs is the diaphragm. And so the diaphragm will flex and push that down, but it continues to be riskful whenever you swell up too much. That is why, have you ever seen guys that have belly guts? Very dangerous, because that means that their diaphragm may not be strong enough to help their heart. And that's why a lot of people that have belly guts have heart attacks. You're more at risk for a heart attack if you have belly guts. And so you want to reduce fat, gain muscle. I do 60 push-ups. You want to see me do push-ups right now? I could do push-ups right now. I'll do 60. How about 60 in one breath? With only one breath. You want to see me do 60 push-ups in one breath? I could do it. If I could do it, you could do it. Okay. Now, want to make sure you have proper room. Okay, are you ready? First exhale, I'm going to do this all in one breath. Great diligence. Very good. It is important to do at least 120 push-ups per day. And it is important to exercise every day. Never allow your body to get fat. Never allow swelling to turn into a belly gut. I would show you some other things I can do. Perhaps that can be another time. The difference, now that is a very good question in the comments. What is the difference between eating chickens, eating dirt, and eating plants? Good question. An animal cell is not the same as a plant cell. And an animal cell does not filter the way that a plant cell does. Now, a plant cell creates protective walls. A plant cell operates a lot different than an animal cell. An animal cell will absorb. Now, you admit that you get acne sometimes. Do you know why? Because your skin is an organ that absorbs your surroundings. Plants do not do that the same way because they will filter. Have you ever seen a coconut? A coconut is so hard that you have to have a hammer just to open it. Do you know why? Because the plants create a barrier of protection. And that is a bigger version of what many plant cells do, is they will create a protection and they will not consume things. That is bad. The roots are in the ground, yes, but they take the nutrients of tiny molecules and they will not get the bad things in the soil. They will only get the good things in the soil. As animals, will eat whatever. And animals will get sick because they eat whatever, right? And their body sometimes does not know how to filter it because your body has to learn. Have you ever gotten sick before? Like in the example when you were really little, you got sick, or you did something, you consumed something. Well, guess what? Your body had to learn to fight that off, right? In a way, plants can have certain things happen, like fungus, but you would see if a plant has fungus. And that is why first we'll check all of the plants to make sure there is no fungus. Because fungus will show on the surface of the plant, not the inside. So there is a difference between plants and animals. There's a very big difference, but that was a very good question. And I was like, well, is that a hypothetical question? There was an answer to every question. But there is a difference between eating animals and eating plants. And a part of the reason is understanding, number one, DNA, and how the cell operates. And the operation of the plant cell, very different from the operation of an animal cell. They're structured differently. They are very different in their structure. They're different in the way that they behave, the way that they absorb nutrients, the way that they transfer molecules, very different. Same base DNA, not the same code, not the same instructions, not the same structure. There is major difference. But I do not tell people you have to change your diet. No, life is your process, and it actually took me quite some time to get on the diet that I am. It took me about 1 year. Actually, yes, I would say about 1 to 2 years. About 2 years to be vegan, gluten-free, and low sugar. Because as a child, I did not learn that. And when I learned that, I became upset because nobody else taught me. Nobody else tried to help me to become aware of those things. And I was clueless. And I hated that I was clueless for so many years. I hated that I did not know those things. And I was angry at people. When I was little, I was angry because nobody taught me those important things. And so it is important that I tell you, at least someone did, and perhaps you can do research. You do not have to just go on what I say. You can do research after this if you want. And just write down in your notebook, write down on the piece of paper around somewhere, and say, study on the difference of the cells, and you can do that if you want to. But it is important to understand that we must understand we do not know it all in life. We have to humble ourselves. And it has taken me many years to gather these things. But I do not humble myself to what is popular in society. I humble myself to God. And I know the creator of the beginning, the creator of the space-time fabric, the source of all science. And we love science. But you all, I will pray for you, each and every single one of you. You're such miracle blessings. And you have such purpose in life. You may not understand your purpose, but you do have purpose. And hey, with the biology songs, you can become a biologist, or you can become a veterinarian or a marine biologist. And there's all kinds of different biologies that you can learn. And reading this, do you agree that solar is a secret to ask? There's all kinds of different plants, and there's all kinds of plants that do different kinds of things. Now, when we say the term superfoods, there's different definitions for that word. We all sometimes say words, and we have different definitions in our mind. But I would say superfoods is, oh, I like that answer right there, neurobiology. You want to be a neurobiologist. There we go. I have the brain anatomy puzzle on my channel. Did you know that? You better look into that. I'll sing that right now. Where did I put that? If you want to learn about the brain, I have the brain anatomy song on my channel. But to answer your question, is soylent a superfood? Well, it depends on your definition of superfood. You're talking about like a healing plant? There's all kinds of healing plants, but everyone has different reactions to those plants. Not everyone has the same reaction. I found out I was allergic to turmeric by putting a facial mask on of turmeric, and I broke out. And so I cannot have turmeric. But I did try ginkgo biloba, and I did try different kinds of natural healing things, and there is many natural healing things on this planet that can heal you in great ways. I believe in the power of natural healing, most certainly. Okay, you heard it was a superfood. Well, do your research. I've not ever heard of soylent, so you need to ask Google, do research on superfoods, because some people will say it is good, but ask about the effects of it. Sometimes there is effects that people do not talk about, so before you eat something, make sure that you will not have reactions to it. If anything new that you eat, you need to take caution just in case you're allergic. Because I ate turmeric before I figured out I had reactions. And I was swelling, and I did not know why, until I made turmeric into a facial mask. Then I understood why I was swelling. So before you eat things, make sure to do your studies. And especially ingredients, small ingredients of foods. Like in the example, there is an ingredient here in the United States of America that is illegal. And yet it is in the ingredients of KIND meal bars, those protein bars. It's called Armaeth. I used to eat those KIND meals until I looked at the ingredients and it said Armaeth, and I had a real bad feeling about it. So I asked Google, please tell me what Armaeth is. They said, that causes cancer, that is illegal in the USA, and it was in the ingredient. I never ate it again, ever, after that. And so, that is something very important to be aware of, is that there are certain ingredients in stores that are illegal and somehow getting through the FDA, getting into our stores, and being consumed by people, and they do not even know that they're at risk. So before you look into a food, make sure the ingredients is good and that there's no effects to them. But that is a very good question. Okay, who said that they look into neurobiology? That is very good. Very good. Are you still here watching? Well, if you are into neurobiology, you most certainly would like this brain anatomy song. I made this very special. Yes, I see you commenting. Okay, now with the brain is a very mysterious creature. Now this is like an organ creature that is like an ocean creature. You can think of coral in the ocean. But the surroundings of the brain is called the serous gyrus. Can you say serous gyrus? Say, hello, Mr. Skeleton. Hello. Make sure to have your proper calcium today so I can be big and strong. Our jaws do not move that much outwards. Mr. Skeleton. Well, looking at my brain, I do love my brain. Good. Can you tell us what is on the outside, Mr. Skeleton? The serous gyrus. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Skeleton. We're just going to take your brain out. Ah! Do you know where, Mr. Skeleton? So here we have the serous gyrus, the outside of the brain. And then we have the back, which is the cerebellum. You've possibly heard of the cerebellum before. Then here on the inside is the pons. See the pons? That white piece. And then if you see these two little dangling pieces right there, that is the olfactory nerve that helps with smells. And so on this chart here, we have the pupil that helps us see, the iris. I have a song that goes with this, but first I'm going to say this slowly. We have the pupil, the iris, the eye. We have the optic nerve. Now, answering this, is the cerebellum where the memories are? Well, memories are stored in all kinds of different places in your body. There are T cells, aka memory cells, that help you to remember how to fight off sickness, and they are all throughout your body. But the way that the brain processes, there will be networks on this side of the brain, networks on this side of the brain, networks in all different parts of your brain. And there are neurons and neuropaths, and the neuropaths help the information transfer faster. Neuropaths can help increase your memory. Neuropaths you can look at like a tunnel that helps information process faster. But inside of a neuron is a neurotransmitter. And a neurotransmitter helps to process the information of the neuron. And so, and cerebellum is spelled C-E-R-E-B-E-L-L-U-M, cerebellum. And this is the cerebellum here. So we have the pupil, the iris, the eye. We have the optic nerve. So this piece that comes from the eyeball is the optic nerve. And then we have the optic chiasm, is when the optic nerves meet together from the two eyes, and then goes to the optic chiasm. We have the pupil, the iris, the eye. We have the optic nerve, the optic chiasm. We have the olfactory nerve. So this here is the olfactory nerve, like seen in the brain anatomy here. You can see the dangling pieces is that's these two little pieces here. That's the olfactory nerve. Then we have the oculomotor. The oculomotor. The oculomotor is what creates shapes in your eyes. Like you see how my eyes are rounded? Well, if I wanted cat eyes or big pupils that cover my entire eye, then I would just get the cellular blueprint from the oculomotor. But I may not have that blueprint. I wonder how to get it. What if I wanted frog eyes or something with the sideways eyes or the cat eyes? Then I would have to have a cellular blueprint, like our DNA. Our DNA is a blueprint for our body. But there's other types of blueprints, like files, like we process file types and stuff. And so your cat eyes, if you have any kind of eyes, then that is stored within the oculomotor. But here's the thing. Say that you wanted cat eyes or something. So you say, well, why do I not have round eyes? Well, there is a muscle here called the trochlear nerve. I did not include that here, but that is the trochlear nerve. So say that you wanted cat eyes, then the information would be stored in the oculomotor, which creates the shape of the eye. So then there is another piece that is not displayed here, called and I have that in my notebooks. So wait just a moment while I get that. I used to be bullied for having different eyes when I was little. And I tried to understand things. So this is displayed here. So how your eyes would change scientifically is because there is a muscle called the trochlear nerve. It is a nerve next to your eye. So you would flex the muscles of your eye. And that is from the trochlear nerve. There are signals sent, and then that goes to the oculomotor. And then I like that image there. Did you see that in my drawing? I drew that. So then Um, so then we have I was looking at the comment there. So then we have from the trochlear nerve goes to the oculomotor here. And then this right here, do you see this? That goes all the way through. That is called the sympathetic nervous system. Can you say that with me? Say sympathetic nervous system, like sympathy. To have sympathy for others. Sympathetic. So what happens if you want to change your eyes, round eyes, cat eyes? So the round eyes, you would flex the muscle, that would go to the trochlear nerve, that would go to the oculomotor, and then the oculomotor would go to the sympathetic nervous system. And then the sympathetic nervous system would go back to the oculomotor. But then you say, why? Because decision making. Now, this part of your brain makes the decision on whether if your eyes will change or not. And so then, and sometimes if your sympathetic nervous system does not want to change the eyes, then the decision will come back no, then you will not change your eyes. You see, the brain is a very complex decision-making masterpiece. And so, come on, sympathetic nervous system, be sympathetic, would you? Tell that nervous system. Well, after that, that goes to I've tried for years. That goes to the oculomotor, then from the oculomotor back to the trochlear nerve, then from the trochlear nerve back to the muscles of your eye, and then your eye can take any shape that your oculomotor has blueprinted. That means if you have a blueprint of anything that you want your eyes to be, then you can, as long as the blueprint is with the oculomotor in your brain. And that concludes how your eyes can change. Okay, so then we have the oculomotor, which helps to construct the shape of your eye. Then we have so we're going to start with my sing-along song again of the brain anatomy. And I've created all of my songs original, by the way. And if you really like my educational songs, you can make sure to subscribe so you can watch more of my episodes. This is a live broadcast in the moment. If you read, if you write the messages on here, I will read that. Right now, not later on. So I'm reading what you all have put so far. We have the pupil, the iris, the eye. We have the optic nerve, the optic chiasm. We have the olfactory nerve. Then we have the oculomotor, and the olfactory nerve helps with smell. We have the amygdala. So here is the amygdala. The stria terminalis. So this here is stria terminalis. Then we have the septal nuclei. Thank you, my miracles, for the ways we unite. We have the longitudinal stria. Longitudinal stria goes all the way up. Then we have the hippocampus. Then we have the fornix. Then we have the thalamus. And this here in the middle is the thalamus. And so the hypothalamus does a lot of things. One of those things is hypothalamus tells the pituitary gland to make all of the hormones create. So the hypothalamus and the thalamus, it's different, but the thalamus is for a lot of things. Now, each and every part of your brain is for different reasons. One will manage the smells, while the other manages the shape of your eye, and the other will manage other kinds of major decision makings. Well, really, there's so many parts of your brain that has and manages decision making. Like in the example, the sympathetic nervous system decides whether if your eyes will change or not. Without the sympathetic nervous system, the decision would not come back the same. And so there's different kinds of decisions. And your brain is like this billions of cell creature. So then, but I do have an oculomotor, by the way. I just may not have the file type. If I could learn to give the blueprint to my oculomotor, then perhaps I can change my eye to anything. If I can get that. But I do not know how to do that. Yet. Any telepathic creatures around here? Then you ask, how does telepathic work? If your brain is inside of your body, that is a good question. And that answer is here. So how could you do mind reading and things telepathically? The answer is through magnetic fields. So magnetic fields can go 5 to 10 feet outwards. So that means you can read someone's mind that is closer or very far away, depending on how strong your magnetic fields are. Did you know that everyone has a different strength of their magnetic fields? It is true. Some people's magnetic fields are stronger. You say, well, how? The healthiness of your body also determines your magnetic field sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. Some people are born with strength. But some people earn the strength through taking care of their body. When you eat healthy, you can strengthen magnetic fields. You can strengthen bioluminescent glow. And those are unseen things that are important. And you will perhaps learn why if you become supernatural. But that is a long story. But back to the brain anatomy. So then we have the thalamus. We have the corpus callosum, the septum pellucidum. Then we have the cerebellum. Then we have the pituitary gland. Now some people call this pituitary. I will tell you why. That, and yes, in the comments, a glowing Professor Cygnus, that is called bioluminescent glow. Is when you have energy around you that glows. But that bioluminescent glow can take the form of the spirit. So, I know from personal experience. But anyway. So the pituitary gland, people call the pituitary. I want to tell you why that pronunciation is incorrect. It is P-I-T-U-A-T-R-Y. Wait. P-I-T, pit, then U-I-T-A-R-Y. Pituitary. Pit is P-I-T. If you separate the rest of the word and just put the P-I-T there, how do you get pituitary with P-I-T? Precisely. People and their pronunciations. It's like slang term. And we do not do slang terminologies. Then we have the cerebellum. Then the pituitary gland. Because we're doing everything we can. Then we have the pons. The list goes on and on. Now pay attention to the nerves. This is going to be very difficult because you all have possibly not ever heard these words before. This is going to be really hard for you, okay? Now, this is the abducens nerve next to the pons. Then we have the trigeminal nerve, the facial nerve, the vestibulocochlear. That's her. Say it with me. Vesti like bestie. Come on. Vestibulocochlear. Vestibulocochlear. The vestibulocochlear nerve. The glossopharyngeal. Glossopharyngeal. Like that Cinderella song. But with different words. Glossopharyngeal nerve. Then the vagus nerve that helps the gastrointestinal. Then we have the hypoglossal and spinal nerve. Then we have the accessory nerve. Now the accessory nerve goes all through here. That helps to move the shoulders, staying strong, staying bolder.
Then we have the brainstem, and this brown piece is the brainstem. Because these nerves, you know that we need them. The brainstem helps the nerves to stay. And so, when it comes to the molecular structure, I pray that you have learned with my sing-along songs, and you all can sing all day long with my songs. And also, you get your free brain anatomy puzzle. Now, this individual here, commenting on the channel, I'm reading your comments. You say that you want to be a neurobiologist. Well, this is the puzzle for you. And you can have this to help you to learn. Now, I have my sing-along songs on my YouTube channel. Now, all of my biology songs can help people transition to a purpose. Okay? Because I think everyone should find interest in biology, but did you know you can turn it into your purpose? Neurobiology, if you love the brain biology, that can be your purpose there. If you love animal biology, you can be a veterinarian. You can be a doctor if you like human biology. You could be a veterinarian is an animal doctor, but a human doctor, you can be that, and you can start by looking at the puzzles and then learn, wow, liking biology makes you want to go to school to get your doctor's degree, and this is a very fun way to learn. Now, a lot of you all do not know this, but there is a famous doctor called Dr. Mike. I have tried to reach out to him because I want him to do a review video. He does review videos on YouTube of things. He usually sometimes does TikToks that are irrelevant, but he tries to turn it into something that he can turn into medical things. But I've tried to get him to do a review video on my songs, and he is not. And he possibly will say something of how I pronounce pituitary, because it is not pituitary. There is no A. It is P-I-T, pit. Pituitary. But I've tried to get that famous doctor to do a review on my songs, but he is very busy. I have to go viral before I could get responses like that, I guess. And then, unfortunately, my songs have not went viral. Really, I could go on talk shows. I could get Grammy Awards. If I go viral, there's so many opportunities that would be open for me. And the doors of opportunities are just closed. And that makes me sad. But I know that this could help the doors of opportunities for you all to be open by learning about how you can turn this into a purpose. Now, part of that is, if you want to learn biology. If you want to be a marine biologist, you can look at the puzzles and learn marine biology. Marine biology is about ocean life. So, like a squid in the ocean. Here's a did you know fact. Did you know they have multiple hearts? Yes, they do. And so you can become a marine biologist and study these ocean creatures like a shark. Did you know they have claspers? That is their reproductive organs. They're claspers. And here we have the fish. And this is the fish's stomach there. And they have a liver as well. Here we have the electric eel that can shock at about 300 volts of electricity, which could kill a person. Then we have the bee. Now this is now if you are a marine biologist, you will learn about ocean creatures. You will not learn about these creatures. If you want to learn about insectoid creatures, and I do not know what that is called, but it is a career to where you learn about insectoid creatures. I did a dissection on them, on a wasp before in the previous video. I was on video. And when we cut up the thorax, this part of the wasp popped out. It's called the air sac. It's part of how they breathe. And so I will be doing more dissections in the future, most certainly. But as far as
the purpose, like if you want to be a veterinarian, you would learn about all of these biologies, and all of these puzzles you can get for free on my. I post about this all the time, and not a lot of people respond. It makes me so sad. Like, how could you deny? Then you ask, how do you dissect a wasp? I had little tiny tools to do it. I utilized a sewing pin, 2 sewing pins, because it was the smallest tools I had. But you have to utilize tiny tools when dissecting creatures like this. They are very small. But next time I will do a dissection, I will make sure to have actual tools. I have more tools now. I did recently I did a episode about taking apart a telephone and how to put a new screen on a telephone, and I practically dissected a robotic, which will come soon, by the way. But they are very similar as well. The way that these creatures are. I think this would really help people to have a good career. And I pray this can help you all to learn biology. Now, there's more anatomy puzzles than what you see here available on my biology song album, but I'm continuing to work on that. I'm doing manufacturing now, and here is the manufacturing I'm doing, and I'm not done with that yet. That will take quite some time, and yes, I have the universe on the ceiling. When you look up, you want to look at the universe. But I also have other things on the ceiling. I like to have murals. Here's the puppies. They're laying on their bed in their doggy diapers. They need to be tucked in. It is their bedtime. Now, thank you. Want your blanket? And your brother. Very good. Okay. Well, you all, I pray that you enjoyed. And then reading that. Is that Tron? No, that is not. But that movie was quite interesting. That movie, I watched that a long time ago. But I like the movie. What is that movie called? It is a movie about how your brain is like in a stimulation. But anyway, so as far as my songs goes, I pray that helps you all, and I pray that you enjoy the songs. I do have to get some rest very soon, and I have to get started on cleaning tomorrow. If only my songs help me to make money. I've prayed to go viral many times, and if you all can pray with me, I'd appreciate that. And I pray for you all's good health. I pray your anatomy is healthy and happy, because you deserve to be happy with your health and with your body. You deserve to have good dieting and a good schedule. So, speaking of schedule, I got to get some rest soon. And we may have different time zones, but it is really late right now. So I will be praying for you all. And remember that you can subscribe to my channel and look at my songs. This is just live broadcast in the moment. So there are many of my songs on my channel that you can watch at any given point in time, okay? And you can also write down notes so you can learn. Because note-taking is important. When you take notes, you learn about those things, and you can write in your notebook of the notes that you've learned. And it is important also that you get your puzzles so you can put the puzzle together. Now, it's important to have hands-on activity so you can put the puzzle together in a hands-on way. Well, you all, I will be praying for you all. Stay healthy and invest wisely. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I pray for you all's healing. Good night. Oh my, it is so late where you are also. Well, it is 1 a.m. here as well. The time is of all directions. Good night, you all. Rest well. And good morning in other places. Stay healthy.